Hallo meine Lieben, willkommen beim Molotow TV hier aus der Minibar über dem Molotow. Heute haben wir eine ganz besondere Band zu Gast und zwar Mumford & Sons. Hello guys.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming. Sie spielen auch später einen Song für uns und zwar Akustik exklusiv hier, aber erstmal haben wir natürlich ein kleines Interview vorbereitet. You've been on tour quite a while now, I think last year. Been pretty busy. What places have you seen? Where have you been?
Where haven't we been?
Where haven't you been? No, because it's only been like you've been hyped in Australia, and you know, and then have you been to the States as well? Things like that.
A couple of times, yeah.
That's
our next venture after this European tour. We're going back to America for our biggest tour of America yet.
That's quite exciting.
Great, yeah. And then onto the festivals, so we're keeping busy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sie sind gerade auf Tour gewesen letztes Jahr, waren überall auf der Welt, jetzt geht es bald wieder zurück in die USA, sie waren schon in Australien. Und zwar haben die Jungs, und das will ich Sie gleich fragen, auch einen kleinen Blog, und da schreiben sie nicht über das Tourleben, sondern es gibt auch was übers Kochen und es gibt was über Bücher. I've seen you've done a little blog where you not only write about tour life, I think there's some photography, and you write about cooking, and you write about books. Who does what? Is that you're doing the?
Ben does writing about food,
Right.
and Ted does photography, and I write little book reports when there's only two. And Winston, who's the other member of our band, Winston, well, what does Winston do?
He encourages your book reviews and my photography and Ben's cooking blog. He's like he's the catalyst behind it all.
He's the glue.
He's the glue.
So how do you, like with all this touring, how come you've got enough time to write about food, books, photography and glue?
Well, we haven't done much of the writing of it yet, but we've started it. We just find little moments. There's quite a lot of hanging around on tour, and so that means that you can do things. If you have the energy and you're proactive, you can sort of go away and read a book or make a meal or go and take some photographs if you want to. Winston's supposed to be doing banjo lessons, filmed banjo lessons, but we haven't started yet because he's going to teach me how to play the banjo. So that's in the future, it's going to happen.
Cool, cool. Ja, also wenn man auf Tour ist, hat man viel Zeit, verbringt viel mit Warten und da kann man dann schon mal über Rezepte schreiben oder Bücher auch besprechen oder Fotos machen, kann man sich online angucken. Winston schreibt bisher noch nichts, aber er soll bald was über Banjos bloggen. Eine interessante Sache. Die benutzen ja auch viele Banjos, ist ja nicht unbedingt typisch für eine englische Band. So when did you swap the guitars for banjos? When did that happen? All right. Who are you?
Where am I? Did you say banjos?
Yeah, I said banjos.
What did you say?
When did you swap guitars for banjos?
We always had banjos.
You always did?
Yeah.
Where did they come from? I mean, it's not a usual instrument to have in a band.
Quite a lot of them.
How many banjos do you have?
Do I have?
Yeah.
That's a very personal question.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but is that not something you talk about as a banjo-loving person?
I don't think it's the time.
It's not the time. What do you call people that are in love with banjos? Are you banjoist? Is that a fetish or a thing?
Fetish?
Yeah.
It's an obsession.
It's an obsession. Is that
I wouldn't go as far as fetish. I once slept with my banjo and got into a tangle. It was not to be repeated. Just don't do it.
Is it a 4-string, a 5-string, or a 6-string banjo?
5-string.
5-string? Are they very smooth, very loving to have?
Depends on the context and the time.
Sorry, yeah, I'm just.
We are in Hamburg.
Yeah, we just right behind the Reaper mine.
Hamburg.
No. Thank you. Ja, das war irgendwann Winston, der Banjo-Liebhaber der Band, und er hat auch einmal mit seinem Banjo geschlafen. Es war nichts Schlimmes dabei und es hat auch nichts mit dem Fetisch zu tun, aber ein 5-seitiges Banjo ist doch das Instrument, was man haben sollte, und das ist auch das, was die Band benutzt. When I hear your music, it reminded me a bit of barn dancing more than anything, which is a British tradition as well, isn't it? I mean, I remember when I went to Britain, it was weird people dancing in lines. Did you ever do that or attend these kind of events?
Yeah, we have, yeah.
We're actually, we've got an annual barn dance, of which this year will be the second official. We're hoping to host it. We're just working out the logistics. It's not very easy to put on a barn dance. I think it was probably a bit easier in the past, and nowadays everyone worries about logistics of like getting to and from there and health and safety and stuff like that. But we're hoping to keep it going.
But you can barn dance, like the line dancing thing.
Yeah, we have a friend who plays fiddle. Actually, he's Scottish and he's a caller, and we were at a wedding where we were playing, and he did all the calling. Afterwards, they had some reeling, Scottish reeling, and yeah, I used to go to reeling lessons when I was younger. I used to go, with a friend of mine from school. I used to go once a year to a sort of annual reel, Scottish reel, and we used to go and do the lessons beforehand. It's very fun, very fun. I've never done American line dancing, and I think that's something I'd really like to do, maybe when we go to America.
Maybe on the next tour. Is there some moves you can show us? Is there like a little thing you can do?
No.
No. Schön. Ich habe die Jungs gerade gefragt, die Musik klingt ein bisschen nach Barn Dancing, das könnt ihr alle mal bei Wikipedia nachschlagen. Und zwar ist das it's a bit weird when you don't know barn dancing, so I'm just kind of trying to explain it. Wo vieles so ein bisschen Line Dancing, man kennt das vielleicht aus amerikanischen Filmen, wenn die ganzen Cowboys im Stall so ein bisschen in der Reihe tanzen. Sie wollen es leider nicht vorführen, schade. Wie gesagt, deswegen gucken wir bei YouTube, Wikipedia wird bestimmt. Macht Spaß auf jeden Fall. I'm quite excited. If you host that thing, I think we're all going to come down and get some lessons of you.